So students of class 6, this is our first lesson from PA to syllabus, notes from the South Pole. So here something is told about taking part in competitions. Have you ever been in a race, whether it was 100-meter sprint on an athletic track or a breaststroke in a swimming pool? You must remember how exciting it was to be a part of a competitive event. So competition, how you feel like taking part in. So that is what is mentioned here. We are now going to take a actually peek into the personal journals of two brave adventurers from two different countries who were involved in a more dramatic competition, a race to the South Pole, which till then had never been visited by human beings. So this is a race between uh, two brave adventurers from two different countries, and before that no one had visited the South Pole where they were actually going. During the end of the 19th century and at the beginning of 20th, many geographical and scientific studies were carried out in the Antarctic continent, which had never been explored before. At least 10 countries were involved in about 17 major Antarctic scientific expeditions. Transportation and communication facilities available to these explorers and scientists were very basic. So, by the end of the 19th century and the beginning of the 20th century, 10 countries had engaged themselves in expeditions to that South Pole, and the transportation and communication facilities which were available to these explorers and scientists were very basic. They had to endure many hardships during their expeditions, and many of these brave adventurers died. So this is the fate they met with. Many of them died due to the hardships they faced on the way. So in 1911, the British explorer Robert Falcon Scott and an explorer from Norway, Roald Amundsen, set out on the two separate expeditions in a race to be the first humans to reach the South Pole, so to the Antarctic continent. They were going, and there was a competition between them as to who was going to be the first to reach there. So it was Amundsen who arrived first and raised the flag of Norway at the South Pole about a month before Scott arrived. And, he succeeded, Amundsen succeeded in reaching there first a month before Scott. And actually, the hardships of Amundsen proved to be very, very much, and he and the team members died of cold and hunger, and you can understand their situation. So this is it in the first slide. Let us move on to the next slide. Let's see what is there. So these are the entries made by two explorers at the climax of the expedition. From Roald Amundsen's journal, we learned this much. Thursday, 15 December 1911, the day on which they reached there. So we arrived and were able to raise our flag at the geographical South Pole. Thanks be to God. The time was 3 p.m. when this happened. So at 3 p.m. on 15 December 1911, they reached the South Pole, but not exactly the 90 degree. You will come to know about that. So the weather was of the best kind when we set off this morning, but at 10 a.m. it clouded over and hit the sun. Fresh breeze from the sea. The skiing has been partly good and partly bad. The sun reappeared in the afternoon, and now we must go out and take a midnight observation. So when they set off in the morning, the weather was good, but by 10 a.m. the sky was clouded and hit the sun. It was dark, and so they have decided to survey that pole at midnight. This much is in this presentation. So let us move on to the next slide. Let's see what is there. Naturally, we are not exactly at the point called 90°, but after all our excellent observations and a dead reckoning, we must be very close. Tomorrow we will go out in 3 directions to circle the area round the pole. We have had our celebratory meal, a little piece of seal meat each. We'll leave here the day after tomorrow with 2 slices. The third slice will be left here. Likewise, we will leave a little 3-man tent with the Norwegian flag and a pennant mount frame. So they are leaving all these slides. They are going to leave. They are not at the exactly at the point called 90°, but after their excellent observations and the dead counting, they must be very close. They knew, and uh, the next day, tomorrow, they will be going out in 3 directions to circle the area around the pole, and they had their celebratory meal, and they had a little piece of seal meat each, and they are leaving that pole day after tomorrow with 2 slices. The third slice they are going to leave there, and they are also going to leave a 3-man tent with the Norwegian flag and a pennant mount frame. Also there they are going to leave. So these are the things they are going to do there after reaching there successfully before anyone else. So this is it in this presentation. In the next presentation, I will come up with the remaining things of the lesson. Till that time, goodbye. Thank you.